And welcome to Bud Bethany Park here in Norfolk, Virginia. We're getting set for game 2 of 3 between the Owls and the Old Dominion Monarchs. The Monarchs put it on the Owls last night, 14-0 in the series opener, so the Owls will look to get even here today in game 2. We're just a few minutes away from first pitch. Let's take a look at the lineups, and we'll start with the Owls. Armando Albert will lead off and play short. Gabriel Rinconus Jr. will make another start in center field today and bat second. Nolan Channiwell at first base will hit third, followed by Dylan Goldstein in the cleanup spot in left field. Jackson Ross moves up to the 5 spot today at the hot corner. He'll play third base. Stephen Loden at second base will hit 6th. Shane Mcgran, the DH, will hit 7th. Jake Millen gets his second career start today in right field. And Caleb Pendleton will catch and bat 9th for Jacob Josie. Tell you more about Jacob Josie after our pregame interview with Coach Mack. For Old Dominion, it's Robbie Petrossi leading off and playing DH. Carter Trice in right. Matt Kootenai is the first baseman. He'll bat third. Andy Garriola in left field will hit cleanup. Brock Gagliardi hits 5th. He catches. Tommy Bell, the shortstop, will hit 6th. Kenny Lavari will bat 7th and play third base. Thomas Wheeler in center field will bat 8th. And Kyle Edwards hits 9th and plays second base. Here is our interview with Coach Mack. Second of 3 against Old Dominion today. Not a whole lot to say about last night. You're always quick to give credit to the other team when they're better than you. And last night, their pitching lived up to the billing, and so did their hitters.
Right.
Yeah.
They did a really nice job, and I don't think we were. I don't think that we weren't ready to play. I don't think that we didn't bring energy. I thought that they were really good.
The lineup today, you can make one addition. Jake Millen gets in today. What was it about him lately that?
Well, it's time. He's had some good at bats, and we wanted to get another left-handed bat in the lineup against their starter, and thought this was a good enough opportunity. When you look at some of the analytics, and I know that's not everything, but for today, it was something that the discrepancies between right and lefts were such that we just wanted to get another left-handed bat in the lineup.
And he had a good at bat in the 9th inning last night too. Jacob Josie makes his return to the starting rotation today. What are your expectations for him? Is there an innings kind of?
Complete game, 20 strikeouts. Right. He can give up a hit or two. That's fine. No, we don't really have any restrictions on Josie. You start to take a look at it between 75 and 80 pitches. He's thrown that in relief, and he says this is the best he's felt all year. So, we don't go into it with a game plan of having a shorter start. We just, let him go and do what he's got to do.
Is his routine any different? He's had a lot of success coming out of the bullpen. Is it something where he tries to treat it like a relief outing possibly?
Well, we did talk to him about just kind of being the same guy. Time will tell, right? We'll see. You hope that, he's in his 4th year of school, that he's mature enough, that he understands the difference. And but, the time will tell.
Nick Pantos is their starter today. You faced him once last year, 1 run in 5 innings. What's the scouting report on him?
Strike thrower. He's got an out pitch. Just got to be ready to hit. Their MO is they throw a lot of strikes, so we just got to be ready to go. And that's kind of what we told the guys.
Okay. CC Sabathia, is he a Hall of Famer? 3,000 strikeouts, 250 wins, and a Cy Young.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, and he pitched his team, and what he did with Milwaukee that year. When he got traded.
He was pitching on like 3 or 4 days rest.
3 days rest, like 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that. I think that, not only that, he's done a lot of good for the game.
Yeah, big character guy.
Yeah, I think he's done a lot of good for the game. And he's continuing. I know Major League Baseball just hired him.
Did they?
To help, I think, get young people in the game.
Okay.
Minorities in the game. I think that he's doing some outreach with that. So I think he is. Plus, he was a Yankee.
Yeah, big locker room guy. All his teammates loved him. So
it's amazing. Have you seen him lately? How much weight he's lost?
I haven't. No.
He's lost a ton of weight since he got done playing.
Like an offensive lineman who, once he retires, he just starts slimming down, taking care of himself.
You know, that Booger McFarland was the same way.
Yeah.
I always tell our guys, I go, you really got to watch yourself when you're done playing, because you're so used to eating, for these guys, maybe 2,500, 4,000 calories a day, and all of a sudden that's over with, and you're not burning. We had a guy that played here for a couple of years, and then he became a coach, and I won't say his name. But I said, trust me, I'm telling you, from experience, you can't. And we were sitting in the locker room, and he's having this huge lunch. I said, you can't eat like that. He's like, what do you mean? I go, well, you don't get up in the morning and lift anymore. You don't do a 2.5, 3 hour practice.
Yeah.
You don't hit extra. You're not taking extra ground balls, and you're in your mind, you think you need this many calories, but you don't. That was right in the beginning of the season. Come in the fall, come mid-season, so that's what, October, November, December, January, February. Like 4.5, 5 months later, he was 20 pounds heavier.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. That's all I got today. Anything else for you?
No. Everybody have a good day. It's a beautiful day here in Norfolk, and
got a good look at tennis playing right across the street today, which I can't imagine that type of thing will ever happen again, where we're playing here and they're playing right across the street. So they got to come here.
A couple years ago, it happened at Rice.
Really?
Yeah. They were playing the conference tournament at Rice. We happened to be out there, and we went over. I don't know how they end up.
They were in the middle of most of the sets were in the second set. Okay. When I just checked a few minutes ago. So
we did not bring them any luck. They lost the doubles point.
Yeah. And vice versa last night when they came, they didn't bring us any luck.
Yeah. Oh well. I hope they did. I hope they finish up strong over there.
Good luck to them. Good luck to the Owls today on the baseball diamond.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep. So there's our pregame interview with Coach Mack, and we're just a few minutes away from first pitch. You're in game 2 of 3 between FAU and ODU. Monarchs won the opener last night 14-0. The Owls will face a right-hander today, finally not a lefty after the last two on Tuesday against Florida Gulf Coast, and then last night. Had some trouble against the lefties, so we get a righty today, Nick Pantos. They did face him last year, and he went 5 innings and gave up 1 run in that matchup in Boca Raton. So we'll see if the Owls can draw on that experience here today. Pantos 5-0 with a 3.27 ERA. This will be his 10th start of the year. He's pitched 44 innings this year and given up 16 earned runs. So no rest for the weary after Blake Morgan shut the Owls down for 5 innings last night. And today we get the redshirt senior from Rockville, Maryland, 6'4", 220. The lineup once again for the Owls today, only one change from last night. as Armando Albert will lead off and play short. Gabriel Rinconus Jr. in center will hit second. Nolan Channiwell at first will bat third. Dylan Goldstein will hit cleanup and play left. Jackson Ross play third base and bat fifth. Stephen Loden will play second and bat sixth. Shane Mcgran at the DH, hitting in the seventh spot. Jake Millen will make his second career start today, and he'll get the start in right field. And bat eighth, Caleb Pendleton will start behind the plate and bat ninth for Jacob Josie, who is got a 5.23 ERA, 4-2, and he'll make his third start and his first start in 2 months as he's found a real home as a long reliever. But there's an opening in the Owls rotation for a Saturday starter, and this is his chance to grab that by the horns as we come down the stretch. 1 month to go. Yesterday started the second half of the Conference USA schedule. So 1 month from now, we'll be wrapping it up in Marshall and then heading straight to Hattiesburg for the conference tournament. Armando Albert will lead off here in the top of the first. He's reached base in all 36 games he's played this year. Had a hit yesterday, one of only 5 hits for the Owls. And here's the first pitch from Nick Pantos. It's in there for a strike at 3:05 exactly. It's 77 degrees, but it feels much hotter here in Norfolk, Virginia. Very humid day here in the Northeast. That one is outside to Albert, and it's quickly 1-1. Armando hitting .261, 4 home runs and 22 RBIs. The 1-1 pitch. Looper into shallow center, the shortstop backing up, and he'll make the catch. That's Tommy Bell, and we're underway here at the top of the first. And that'll bring in Gabriel Rinconus Jr. First one from Pantos is inside and back to the backstop. Got by the catcher. Rinconus reached base twice last night. Had an infield single where he dove headfirst into first base, and he also walked. Next one from Pantos, the 1-0 pitch with a car alarm going off just outside the stadium here. That's actually a police car driving by the outfield. 1-1 pitch to Rinconus. He swings and misses at some sort of sinker there on the inside corner. And now 1-2. And Rinconus strikes out. First strikeout for Nick Pantos. 2 outs here in the top of the first. That's number 57 on the season for Pantos. So it's up to Nolan Channiwell. Try and extend the top of the first. Channiwell takes it a little bit low for a ball, 87 miles an hour with a fastball, and gets ahead 1-0. Channiwell, the chopper to first. Kootenai is over there, and he'll grab it and step on the bag, and that will end the top of the first inning. Owls down in order. And Jacob Josie will take the mound at the bottom of the first when we come back. So Jacob Josie makes his warm-up tosses, and the lineup he'll face for Old Dominion: Robbie Petrossi, Carter Trice, Matt Kootenai, Andy Garriola, Brock Gagliardi, Tommy Bell, Kenny Lavari, Thomas Wheeler, and Kyle Edwards. Same lineup that the Monarchs went with last night. 27-9, 9-7 in Conference USA. The Owls are 24-15, 10-6 in Conference USA. So we'll see what Josie can do back in the starting rotation. He started the year kind of as the Owls' #1 starter, kind of 1A maybe with Hunter Cooley. Started on opening night against Minnesota. And then returned after a couple weeks off as a bullpen option, backing up Tyler Burnham on Sundays. And now making his first start in 2 months here today. Grounded to second base on the second pitch, and Stephen Loden will flip it to first. And Petrossi is retired. 1 out in the bottom of the first. That'll bring in Carter Trice. Trice hitting .306, 13 home runs, 40 RBIs. He had a hit, scored 2 runs last night, also walked. 1 out, and the first one from Josie is a slider. Misses low and away. Josie will rely heavily on that slider today. 81 miles an hour on that one. The 1-0 pitch. Chopper to short. Armando Albert will scoop it up. Throw across, and quickly 2 outs. Good start for Josie. Back-to-back ground outs, and that'll bring in Matt Kootenai. Kootenai was 2 for 3, scored 3 runs last night, walked twice. And we talked about it in the pregame. The Monarchs offense lived up to the billing last night, the best offense statistically in Conference USA. 14 runs on 16 hits. Grounded at first on the first pitch. Nolan Channiwell will scoop it up, touch the bag. That's a quick inning for Jacob Josie, 5 pitches, and he retires the Monarchs in order. Owls back to work on offense in the top of the second. So a quick inning for both starting pitchers, and now the Owls offense goes back to work with Goldstein, Ross, and Loden due up. Pantos needed just 9 pitches to retire the Owls in order in the first, and Jacob Josie needed just 5. So we'll see if the offense can get it going. Goldstein is hitting .296, 10 home runs, 36 RBIs. First one from Pantos. He squares up to bunt, pulls back, and it's a fastball for a strike at 87 on the outside corner. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Dylan Goldstein. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. They appeal the third, and the third base umpire says yes. Umpires today, J.R. Brown is behind home plate. Ryan Clark is at first, and Travis Carlson is at third. So Goldstein behind 0-2. And he pops one up foul off to the left side. Goldstein is second on the team in on-base percentage at .448, behind Nolan Channiwell, who's at .495. Dylan walks a lot and gets hit by pitches a lot, more than any other player in Conference USA. That one way outside with a fastball, 89, and it's 1-2. Pantos has a sign for the 1-2 pitch. Here it is. Goldstein hits a fly ball to the left. And the catch will be made by Andy Garriola. One out here in the second for Jackson Ross.
Third baseman number 15, Jackson Ross.
0 for 3 last night, hitting .270 for the season. He started all but one game at third base this season. First one from Pantos, and Ross takes it for a strike. Four home runs, 21 RBIs for Jackson Ross entering today. It's a good cut on that one. Just missed the fastball and fouled it back to the backstop. So 0-2 on Ross, with Stephen Loden waiting on deck. Jackson sends one into left center. That's trouble. Into the gap, and it will fall. Just short of the track out there, and he's in there with a stand-up double with one out. Jackson Ross with an extra base hit. The Owls only had one last night. They get one with one out here in the second inning. And that brings Stephen Loden to the plate. An RBI chance for Loden, who has 24 on the season, hitting .299. He also has only missed one game so far this season. First pitch misses high and away. More of a slider there from Pantos, and it missed in the right-handed batter's box. .1-0 pitch to Loden. Another one. That was a fastball high and away. 2-0 on Stephen Loden. Pantos goes 6'4", 220. Redshirt senior from Maryland. Loden is ahead in the count here, 2-0. Now 3-0, same pitch. That was 89. Up and away. A lot of teams have shifted Stephen Loden this year, but ODU not doing that. They're playing him straight up with a runner on second base. 3-0 pitch. Walked him on 4 straight. So first and second for the Owls. And here's Shane Mcgran. Mcgran was 0 for 3 last night. But over the last week, he has been the consistent DH. He's got a big chance here with one out here in the top of the second. And there's a fastball that misses outside. 5 in a row outside the zone here from Pantos, and his catcher, Gagliardi, will come out and talk to him and try and settle things down. It was a very smooth first inning for him, but he's thrown 13 pitches here in the second inning and has given up one out. He's got one out, given up a double and a walk. The Owls had a chance last night when they were trailing 5-0. Runners at the corners, and Gabriel Rinconus coming to the plate, and Blake Morgan got him to ground out, and that was really the end of it as the Monarchs hit a 2-run homer in the next inning and added a few more in the 7th inning, I believe it was. 4 more in the 8th. 1-0 pitch to Mcgran is a curveball in there for a strike. 1-1. Out of the stretch, Pantos has his sign for the 1-1 pitch. Here it is. Mcgran rips it into the gap in right center. That will fall. It will give the Owls a 1-0 lead as Jackson Ross comes around from third. It's a double for Mcgran. Stephen Loden down to third, and it's 1-0 here in the top of the second. The Owls are on the board first. Shane Mcgran with an RBI double, his 10th of the year.
Right fielder, number 22, Jake Mellon.
2 doubles in the inning. And now Jake Millen has a big chance. Again, making just his second start of the season, the freshman. From Springbrook, Pennsylvania, 6'2", 210. And they're going to go out and talk to Pantos. There's going to be a meeting on the mound. This is their second mound visit here. And home plate umpire J.R. Brown is going to go out and break this one up relatively quickly. Loading the runner at third, and Shane Mcgran drives in the run. He's at second base. Jake Millen hasn't had a ton of chances so far this season, only 11 at-bats. He's got 1 hit, and it was a 3-run homer. That came back on March 8th against Seton Hall. So how does Pantos approach him here? 1 out in the inning and 2 runners in scoring position at second and third. And Millen takes one in the dirt, a curveball dropped off the table. And Millen let it go, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. That one misses outside. Millen ahead 2-0. Went off speed with that one and it missed on the outside corner. Two-0 pitch. Fastball high and away, 3-0. Pantos can't find the strike zone right now. Jake Millen will be taking all the way here on 3-0. And it does catch the outside corner. Another fastball at 85. Still a hitter's count, though. Might get the same pitch here on 3-1. See if Pantos can put 2 in a row in the strike zone. 3-1 pitch. Inside and low. And the bases are loaded for Caleb Pendleton. Well, Caleb Pendleton knows a thing or two about batting with the bases loaded. His first ever at-bat last season was a grand slam. And he could really break it open here early in the second inning. Now, the Monarchs offense is plenty capable, but it's going to be a big boost for the Owls, who have had some offensive troubles recently. Pendleton with a swing and a miss. No, he caught a piece of it and fouled it off the catcher. That was up and in. Thought he might take one there with Pantos struggling to find the strike zone to an extent. First baseman Kootenai is almost on the infield grass. Everybody else is backed up. Second and shortstop are almost on the outfield grass. Pendleton lays off, but it's a strike on the outside corner. He didn't like the call. Little check swing there. And he's quickly behind 0-2. Armando Albert is on deck. The Owls need more than one run here. That would be somewhat deflating if they can't get more than one out of this situation. Pendleton sends a deep fly ball to center. That will make it 2-0 as Loden will tag up from third. He will score. It's a sac fly for Pendleton, and it's 2-0. RBI number 11 for Caleb Pendleton.
Shortstop number 1, Armando Albert.
So Loden scores from third. Mcgran and Millen both stay put at first and second, and the lineup flips over to Armando Albert. Popped out to short his first time up. He's the seventh man to come to the plate here in the second inning. First pitch from Pantos. Curveball in there for a strike. And he gets ahead of Albert 0-1. Armando entered today hitting .261. This would be a good time to get on base for the 37th straight game. Fastball outside. Semi-pitch out as Mcgran was dancing around at second base. There's a big lead out there. Millen, not as big a lead at first base. 1-1 on Albert. Up the middle and stopped by the shortstop. He'll flip to second and get the out there. Close play at second base, and Millen is called out at second base. Coach Mack will go out and have a conversation possibly with the umpire, Travis Carlson. Close play at second base. A good play by the shortstop, Tommy Bell. And that's the third out of the inning. Owls do get two, though. A double by Shane Mcgran and a sac fly by Caleb Pendleton. And we go to the bottom of the second. It's 2-0.
Left fielder number 9, Andy Garriola.
So Jacob Josie needed just 5 pitches to get through the first inning, and he'll face Andy Garriola, Brock Gagliardi, and Tommy Bell here in the second with a 2-0 lead now to protect. First one to Garriola inside, fastball, and it's 1-0. Garriola was 3 for 4 last night with 4 RBIs. Josie misses another one inside and falls behind 2-0. Garriola hitting .367, 16 home runs, 56 RBIs. Second on the team in the home run category and first in the RBI category. There's a swing and a miss at a slider. Good pitch from Josie, and it's 2-1. Working quickly now, the 2-1 pitch, altering his speed of his throwing motion. Fouled off by Garriola, and it's 2-2. Slider, and he went up and away with it and gets Garriola to swing through it for a strikeout. First strikeout of the day for Josie. And that'll bring in Brock Gagliardi. The catcher is hitting .318, 6 home runs and 20 RBIs. First pitch fastball from Jacob Josie is a strike. Gagliardi was 2 for 5. 3 RBIs last night. Josie hits the outside corner once again and quickly 0-2. What we've seen in his relief appearances over the last 2 months is when he gets into a groove, he's almost unhittable. 0-2 pitch. And a check swing. And actually caught a piece of it and fouled it back to the backstop. So still 0-2. And that one misses outside. He tried to speed up his throwing motion there and missed low and away. Gagliardi bats from the left side. They have 5 left-handed hitters in their lineup. And now Gagliardi's going to call time and step out. Little chopper to second. Stephen Loden will get in front of it and flip to Nolan Channiwell at first and get the out there. First 5 retired by Josie, and that'll bring in Tommy Bell.
Shortstop, number 11, Tommy Bell.
Tommy Bell hitting .278, 5 home runs, 21 RBIs, and he swings and misses at the first one, low and inside for a strike. There's a liner. That'll get over the head of Armando Albert and into left center. Rinconus will track it down. It's a 2-out single for Tommy Bell, and he'll be the first base runner of the day for ODU. Inning extends to Kenny Lavari. Josie's right-left splits are not too crazy from one another. Lefties are hitting .259, 14 for 54. That's coming into today. Righties are hitting .325, 26 for 80. Chopper to first. And actually, Loden will take it. It got by Channiwell. Good play by Josie to cover first base there. And Loden is able to flip it to the pitcher to get the out. 4-1. You don't see that every day on the put out at first base. So the Monarchs get a 2-out single but strand the runner. And we go to the top of the third. It's 2-0 FAU. Rinconus, Channiwell, and Goldstein due up for the Owls here in the third. They put up 2 runs on 2 hits, a couple of walks, sac fly in the second. Rinconus struck out in the first. And we'll see if they can continue to get to Nick Pantos here in the top of the third. First one to Rinconus is a slider that misses low and inside. Came into today hitting .342. 1-0 pitch. Sends a high fly ball into right center, and the center fielder will track over and make the catch. It's Thomas Wheeler off the end of the bat by Rinconus. 1 out here in the third. Here's Nolan Channiwell.
First baseman, number 12, Nolan Channiwell.
Grounded out to first base his first time up. A rare hitless game last night for Nolan. That's only happened a few times all season. As that one misses outside. Still hitting .395 entering today. That one's low and away, 2-0. It's only the 5th hitless game all season for Channiwell, and he's played in all 39. There's a strike on the outside corner, 2-1. 88-mile-an-hour fastball. Slider, outside corner, evens the count at 2-2. Next one from Pantos. Channiwell goes the other way with it, pokes it down the left field line, drifting, and just foul. Almost actually hit the foul pole. It was only a few feet away. There's a black fence down there just to the left of the foul pole. And the left fielder, Gariola, seemed to know that it was going to drift foul. So Channiwell will get back in the box with a 2-2 count. "12 home runs, 39 RBIs this season. He leads the team in on-base percentage entering today. 2-2 pitch. High and away, now a full count. Nolan has drawn 28 walks. That's a team high. And only struck out 17 times. And now 18 as he misses the slider on the inside corner. 2 outs here in the third. So Dylan Goldstein will bat. Flew out to left to start the second inning. Fastball misses high and away from Pantos, who's looking for his first or his second 1-2-3 inning in the first 3 frames. Set the Owls down in order in the first and then ran into trouble in the second. Here's his 46th pitch of the day. It's a slider in the outside corner, and it's evened up 1-1. One pitch to Goldstein. High and away, another one. Another slider that misses outside. Goldstein gets ahead in the count, 2-1. Jackson Ross, the man who started the merry-go-round in the second inning, is on deck. 2-1 pitch. Inside fastball, and he gets the called strike. It's 2-2. Two-two pitch. Goldstein stays alive, fights it off towards the Owls dugout. So we'll do it again. 2-2 pitch with 2 outs here in the top of the third. Goldstein takes it low and away. There's that sinker-type pitch once again from Pantos. So a full count payoff pitch about to be on the way. And it misses way outside, slipped out of his hand, and it's a 2-out walk. And that'll give Jackson Ross another chance to hit, this time with a runner on base. He doubled to start, doubled with 1 out in the second inning. Jackson hitting .244 with runners on base, 19 for 78 this season. First pitch from Pantos. It's chopper to third. It's a foul ball. It's a good play by the third baseman to knock it down, but it, according to the home plate umpire, J.R. Brown, was just to the left of the third base bag. Goldstein, the runner at first with 2 outs. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Jackson Ross. Slider misses high. Jackson hitting .275 after that double in the last inning. A 1-1 pitch. High fly ball to center. And that's Thomas Wheeler out there who will make the catch for the third out. So the Owls get a 2-out walk, but strand a man. And we go to the bottom of the third. It's 2-0 FAU. Thomas Wheeler will lead off for ODU here in the bottom of the third. It'll be 8-9 and 1 due up against Jacob Josie, who gave up a 2-out single in the second but worked around it. Wheeler was 2 for 5 last night, had 3 RBIs. First pitch from Josie. Line foul off the screen behind home plate. 2-0 Owls leading here in the bottom of the third inning. Wheeler hitting .317, 6 home runs, 23 RBIs. Grounder to first. Channiwell with a diving play. Scoops, flips to Jacob Josie for the out. And we've seen a couple of good plays down there at first base. One ended the second inning, and now here to start the third inning. And again, good cover by Josie getting over to first base. That's the former shortstop in him. Thinking defense. 3-1 on the putout. And here's Kyle Edwards. Hitting just .192. Home run and 6 RBIs. He had a hit last night. There's a first pitch on the outside corner for a strike from Josie. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 85-mile-an-hour call to fastball. Right over the outside corner. And Josie's ahead 0-2. And next one misses outside. Another fastball. And it's 1-2. Swing and a miss by Edwards. Second strikeout for Josie. And first time through the order, giving up 1 hit, 2 strikeouts. And the rest were all groundouts. So back to the top of the order with Robbie Petrossi. Hitting .350, 8 home runs, 29 RBIs. First pitch fastball, outside corner from Josie. Gets ahead once again, 0-1. So far, doing exactly what he's done in his relief appearances over the last 2 months. And now, see if the Monarchs, the second time through the order, try to throw Josie out of his rhythm a little bit. 0-1 pitch. That one missed outside, 1-1. Petrossi grounded out to second his first time up. The 1-1 is chop foul towards the Owls dugout. 1-2. Liner gets by Loden into right field. It's a 2-out single for Petrossi to extend the inning. So he's 1 for 2, and here's Carter Trice. He grounded out to short his first time up. Hitters this year are just 7 for 39 against Jacob Josie, and now 8 for 40 as that one is into left field. A first pitch single. Armando Albert made a leaping try for it, but it just went over his outstretched glove. So back-to-back singles with 2 outs. First and second for the big man, Matt Kootenai. Kootenai grounded out to first his first time up. 18 home runs, 44 RBIs. First bit of adversity here for Josie. We'll see how he handles it. Second time through the order once again. Monarchs are going to make adjustments. Good cut there on that one, and a fastball fouled back to the screen. Three hits now for ODU. Petrossi and Trice with back-to-back singles. Set the table for Kootenai. The 0-1 pitch. Josie will motion towards second base to reset the pitch clock. Keep that runner Petrossi close at second base. Both runners with pretty significant leads. Little chopper foul by Kootenai. He's now behind 0-2. Josie 1 pitch away from getting out of this. This will be his 32nd pitch of the day right here. Kootenai has something in his eye. He will step out. It was very bright out there. We'll see a lot of sunglasses on today. And again, 77 degrees, but it feels much warmer. And no breeze really to speak of. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Inside, 1-2. Kootenai goes 6'1", 230. He's from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. The 1-2 from Josie. Inside, and actually hit him right in the back of the leg. Lost control of the slider there, and the bases are loaded. All with 2 outs here. And it's up to Andy Garriola. Struck out swinging to start the second. Bases loaded with 2 outs here in the third. Hitting .364 and once again leading the team with 56 RBIs. First pitch slider, low and away. Josie falls behind 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one misses low. 2-0. No place to put him here. Things were going pretty smoothly for Josie. First time through the order. Back-to-back singles and a hit by pitch. Now he's behind on the cleanup man, Garriola, the 2-0. Deep fly ball to left. Goldstein going back on it, looking up, and it is a grand slam for Andy Garriola. And it's 4-2, Old Dominion. Left center field for Garriola. That's home run number 17, and he's up to 60 RBIs. And all with 2 outs here in the third inning. So Josie will have to compose himself here and reset. Gagliardi grounded out to second his first time up. The Monarchs still don't have a fly out yet in the game. Every out recorded has either been a strikeout or a ground out. Josie catches the outside corner with a fastball, and we're evened up 1-1. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, 1-2. Little grounder to short. Albert will get in front of it and throw across in time for the out. So the grand slam by Garriola gives ODU the lead. It's 4-2 as we go to the top of the fourth inning.
Leading off for FAU. Second baseman number 13, Stephen Loden.
Stephen Loden will lead off here in the Top of the fourth, 4-2 ODU leading after the grand slam in the third. Loden walked and scored in the second. And facing Nick Pantos for the second time. And a little chopper foul. Pitch number 56 from Pantos is high and away for a ball, 1-1. Loden trying to get back over 300. He's at 299. There's the 1-1 pitch. There's a good curveball over the outside corner, 1-2. It'll be Loden, Mcgran, and Millen due up here in the fourth. That one's low and away, 2-2. Next one from Pantos. That one slipped out of his hand once again. It's a full count. 3-2 on the way to Stephen Loden. Loden with a chopper to second. Charging, underhand flip to first in time by the second baseman Kyle Edwards, who made a couple of really good plays last night. And that'll bring in Shane Mcgran. Got the scoring going in the second with an RBI double. Hitting .348 and 3 home runs, 10 RBIs. First pitch from Pantos. And Mcgran lays off it. Curveball's in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Mcgran takes one low and away. 1-1. Pantos responded after that rocky second inning. Just gave up the walk in the third and worked around it. Mcgran hits a high pop-up into shallow right field. And the catch will be made by the right fielder, Carter Trice. 2 outs here in the fourth. That'll bring in Jake Millen. Millen drew a walk his first time up. Takes a fastball in the outside corner for a strike. Pantos seems to have found his groove a little bit here in the fourth inning now. See if Millen can extend it to Pendleton. That one misses apparently just high. Looked like a pretty good pitch. Millen laid off it, and it's 1-1. Slider, missed high and away, 2-1. Millen ahead in the count and the 2-1 pitch. Inside corner for a strike, 2-2. 2-2 count with 2 outs on number 22. Here it is from Pantos. Millen hits a chopper to second. Edwards is a vacuum over there. He gets to everything. Flips to first for the out. The Owls go down in order in the fourth. They trail 4-2 as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Bell, Lavari, and Wheeler due up for Old Dominion in the bottom of the fourth inning. They lead 4-2. Owls took the lead in the second, and the grand slam in the third. And we'll see how Jacob Josie bounces back here in the fourth. Bell singled with 2 outs in the second. And he leads off here in the fourth. Chopper to second. Loden will charge and make the play. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the fourth. That'll bring in Kenny Lavari.
Third baseman number 7, Kenny Lavari.
Grounded out to first his first time up. Lavari hitting .281. The first one from Josie. Slider, knee high, in there for a strike, 0-1. Goes back to the slider, and that one bends across the plate, 0-2. Next one will be pitch number 44 for Josie, and here it is. Chopper up the middle off his bare hand. Hopefully he's okay. Albert will make the play up the middle. Throw to first to get the out. 163 on the putout. I believe that touched Josie's hand.
27, Thomas Wheeler.
So we've had a 4-1 put out and a 163 put out. Kenny Lavari's 2 times to the plate. 2 outs for Thomas Wheeler. He grounded out to first his first time up. Fastball outside corner for a strike. Slider. That's a beautiful looking slider there, right over the outside corner. There is nothing the hitter can do about that. It looks like it's going 3 feet outside and just snaps back over the plate. The 0-2. Deep fly ball down the right field line, but he got out in front of it a little bit and fouled it off. Wheeler's got 6 home runs on the season, 23 RBIs. He's hitting .315. Josie wants a reset on the signs. He'll step back in for the 0-2 pitch. Check swing outside, 1-2. Working quickly, the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Third strikeout for Josie, and a good bounce back there. He sets down the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in order. And that takes us to the top of the 5th. It's 4-2, Old Dominion leads. Well, so far, each team has used 1 inning for all their offense. For the Owls, it was the second when they scored 2, and for Old Dominion, it was the third where they scored 4. Caleb Pendleton will lead it off here in the 5th, followed by Armando Albert and Gabriel Rinconus Jr. First one to Pendleton. He swings and misses at a fastball up in the zone. Sack fly, his first time up to drive in a run. His 11th RBI of the season. Here's the 0-1. Pendleton with a grounder to short. Long throw across the diamond in time for the out. One down here in the 5th, and that'll bring in Armando Albert. A pop out and a fielder's choice for Armando so far. Now hitting .257 for the season. And a chopper to third on the first pitch. Strong throw across, and quickly 2 outs here in the 5th. 3 pitches, 2 outs for Nick Pantos. And there's 2 outs and nobody on for Gabriel Rinconus Jr. Gabe is 0 for 2 so far. Hit the ball hard his last time up, but lined out to center. Struck out in the first inning. Low and inside, called strike. Gabe hitting .337 now for the season. A 1 pitch chopped out in front of the plate. Pantos will barehand it and throw, and his throw is a little offline. Rinconus, I think, was going to beat it out anyways. Should be an infield single. And the Owls have their 3rd hit of the game. That'll bring in Nolan Channiwell. Channiwell 0 for 2. A rare strikeout in his last at-bat. Two outs and 1 on here in the 5th. There goes Rinconus running. Throw down to second, not in time. It's a steal for Gabriel Rinconus Jr., his first of the season, his first attempt. And now he's in scoring position for Channiwell. Base hit would bring the Owls within a run. Pantos will motion back to second base to reset the pitch clock. 1-0 on Channiwell at the plate. Is the tying run at the plate. We'll take a base hit for starters. The 1-0. Nolan sends it the other way, deep to left. Going back on it to the track, and the catch will be made by Andy Garriola. So the Owls strand a runner at second, and we go to the bottom of the 5th, still 4-2. Bottom of the 5th here at Bud Metheny Park in Norfolk, Virginia. April 23rd, the 113th day of the year. Happy birthday to George Lopez. He's 61. John Cena is 45, arguably my least favorite wrestler. John Oliver, also 45. And that's today's birthdays, April 23rd. Kyle Edwards will lead off for ODU here in the 5th. Jacob Josie, just that one little hiccup with 2 outs in the 3rd inning where he gave up back-to-back singles, a hit by pitch, and then a grand slam. Other than that, he's been his normal, reliable self on the mound. There's a bunt. Josie will field it and throw it away. It'll be an error as he throws it into right field. Now throw back to first and safe at first as Edwards made a huge turnaround first base and barely got back in. It will be an error on Josie. And the leadoff man is on for Old Dominion. Josie, the former shortstop, usually pretty reliable, and he charged that one quickly. Had plenty of time to throw it down to first, but kind of sidearmed it. Maybe that was the slider. He motions to the dugout as if he didn't have a good grip on it. So nobody out, and Petrossi, the leadoff man, will step in. First error of the series for either team. First pitch misses outside to Petrossi, who's 1 for 2. Petrossi hitting .356. Josie pitching out of the stretch and misses outside, gets away from Pendleton. That'll be a pass ball. And Edwards is now down to second base. So now a runner in scoring position with nobody out. Josie would like to start this inning over. 2-0 on Petrossi. Deep fly ball to right center, and it's 6-2 Old Dominion. Petrossi goes deep for his 9th home run of the year. And no doubter, about .385 out there to right center field. Tough start to the 5th inning for Josie. Error and the 2-run homer. And the Owls trail by 4 here in the 5th. That'll bring in Carter Trice. He's 1 for 2. Liner to third and right at Jackson Ross, who makes the catch. Didn't have to move at all. 1 out for Matt Kootenai. He's 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. 1 out here in the 5th. Slider on the outside corner, and Josie gets ahead of Kootenai. Kootenai hitting .367. 18 home runs, 44 RBIs. Liner to Armando Albert, who's just on the second base side of the infield, and he makes the play. 4-3 on the, or rather 6-3 on the putout. And there's 2 outs here in the 5th. That'll bring in Andy Garriola. He had the big hit back in the 3rd, the grand slam. He's 1 for 2. Fastball inside corner for a strike. That's pitch number 57 for Josie. Still got plenty of pitches left in the tank. That went back to the backstop. Josie has thrown 80, 90, even 100 pitches in relief appearances earlier in the season. 1-1 here on Garriola. Check swing, missed inside. 2-1. Little looper into center. Actually, it's more of a line drive. Rinconus is out there, and he'll make the catch. And that will end the 5th. 2-run homer from Robbie Petrossi. Tacks on 2 more for the Monarchs. It's 6-2 as we go to the top of the 6th inning.
Leading off for FAU, left fielder number 8, Goldstein.
See if this part of the lineup that got the Owls going in the 2nd can do it again here in the 6th. Goldstein, Ross, and Loden do up against Pantos, who's settled in since that rocky 2nd inning. Goldstein is 0 for 1. He walked in the 3rd. First pitch, slider, over for a strike, 0-1. Now hitting .294, 10 home runs. Should be 36 RBIs. Yep. Grounder to first base. Kootenai will gather it in and step on the bag for the out. 1 down here in the 6th inning. That'll bring in Jackson Ross. Double got things going in that top of the 2nd. He's 1 for 2. Pitch number 78 for Nick Pantos. It's a slider, inside corner for a strike, 0-1. Ross with a slow ground ball to 3rd. Strong throw across the diamond is in time. And there's quickly 2 outs. 2 down for Stephen Loden. He's walked and grounded out. Loden takes a fastball high and away. Since that big 2nd inning, they have just the 1 infield single from Gabriel Rinconus Jr. That was in the 5th. Other than that, Pantos has retired everyone else he's seen. Loden sends one deep to center, going back on it and just short of the track. The catch will be made by Thomas Wheeler. And it's a quick inning for the Monarchs. When we go to the bottom of the 6th, the Owls trail by 4. Brock Gagliardi leads off for Old Dominion in the 6th. They lead 6-2. Gagliardi is 0 for 2. As Jacob Josie throws pitch number 61, and it's fouled off back behind home plate. Grand slam in the 3rd and the 2-run homer in the 5th, accounting for all 6 runs for the Monarchs. 6 runs on 5 hits. Swing and a miss by Gagliardi, and it's 0-2. O2 pitch from Josie. Outside corner, doesn't get the call. And it's 1-2. Fastball, low and away, 2-2. Two pitch. Grounded to first. Channiwell will scoop it up. Flip to Josie, covered first base for the out. 1 down here in the 6th. That'll bring in Tommy Bell. 1 for 2. Single and a ground out so far for Bell. First one to Bell after a little bit of a pause in the delivery from Josie, and it's over for a strike. Gets ahead of Bell, who's hitting .282. 5 home runs, 21 RBIs. The 0-1 pitch. Liner to left. Goldstein coming in. Not going to get there. It'll fall in front of him. 1-out single for Bell. His 2nd hit of the afternoon. And that'll bring in Kenny Lavari. Lavari is grounded out to first and grounded out to short. Nobody throwing yet in the FAU bullpen, so Josie's pitch count still relatively low. He's going on 70 here. Possibly get him through 7 innings if he's efficient with these next 2 outs. There's a chopper to first. Channiwell, throw to second, get him there. And a hard slide at second base. And what are they going to call here? Might call runner interference. Head coach Chris Finwood comes out, and he is not happy with the third base umpire, Travis Carlson, who's doing the duties in the middle infield on that play. Not sure what they're going to call. Definitely the runner at second is out. I think Lavari is going to be safe at first. Umpires are going to come together and talk about this. It was a hard slide at second base. I thought Albert clearly had a grip on the ball long enough to get the out at second, and then he dropped it as a result of the hard slide. Didn't even attempt to make a throw to first. I think Lavari's going to be safe at first, and the runner, Bell, will be out at second. No replay here in Conference USA, as they continue to talk about it just to the right of the pitcher's mound in the infield. It should be 3-6, and then a fielder's choice for Lavari. Channiwell was the one who fielded the ball, threw it to Albert, covering second. And the runner is out at second base. Crowd doesn't like it. It's the right call, no doubt about it. So there's 2 outs, and Thomas Wheeler will be the hitter. Chris Finwood continues to argue now with the home plate umpire, J.R. Brown. Wheeler is 0 for 2. So 2 outs and a runner at first for Wheeler. First pitch from Josie, chopped out in front of the plate. And Josie will field it, underhanded to Channiwell at first for a 1-pitch out. And that's the end of the 6th inning. A walk, or rather a single with 1 out, but nothing comes of it. And it's 6-2 Old Dominion as we go to the top of the 7th inning. So Mcgran, Millen, Pendleton due up in the top of the 7th. The Owls need to get it going. They trail by 4. They have just 3 hits today. 2 of those came in the 2nd inning. Shane Mcgran was one of them, though. He had an RBI double and put FAU on the board. And he'll lead off in the top of the 7th. Pitch number 82 for Nick Pantos. And Mcgran chops it foul down the first base line. Good snag by Michael Cleary down there, first base coach. Mcgran is 1 for 2. Slider missed outside, 1-1. Next one from Pantos. Mcgran puts a charge into one, deep to right, but just short of the track out there, and the catch will be made by Carter Trice. 1 down here in the 7th. There's Jake Millen. Walking a ground out so far for Millen. Fastball on the outside corner, and Pantos gets ahead. Since the double by Mcgran, or since the walk to Millen in the 2nd inning, Pantos has allowed 1 more walk and an infield single. And other than that, everyone has been retired. 1-1 to Jake Millen. Outside, 2-1. Millen with a line drive to right and right at Trice. And he'll make the catch. Squared it up and right at the right fielder. So quickly 2 outs for Caleb Pendleton. Pendleton is 0 for 1. He had a sac fly back in the 2nd inning. First one from Pantos, slowing away to Pendleton. Now hitting .233 with 11 RBIs on the season. 2-0 on Pendleton as the second one also missed low. Pantos will step off the mound and try and collect himself. 2-0 pitch. Now 3-0. Pendleton trying to flip it over for Armando Albert, who's on deck. .30 pitch. Fastball for a strike. And a hitter's count now for Pendleton. 3-1 to Pendleton. And a line drive to left into the corner. That'll be a fair ball, and it's off the wall. Pendleton will have to stop it first as it's a good play, good fielding play there by the left fielder, Garriola. Played it perfectly off the wall. And so it's a long single for Pendleton, who was about a foot away from his third home run of the year. That'll be it for Pantos. They're going to go to the bullpen, it looks like, as Armando Albert will be the hitter. So Pantos' day is done after 6 2/3, and the runner at first base, Pendleton, will be inherited by the new pitcher, and we'll tell you about that in just a moment. So the top of the order for the Owls is 4 straight lefties, so the Monarchs will turn to a lefty. It's Jason Hartline, 6'4", 225 senior from Chesapeake, Virginia. 3.48 ERA and making his 12th appearance of the season. Facing Armando Albert with a runner at first and 2 outs. And Albert takes a big curveball. It looked like it was going to go over his head and dipped. Caught the outside corner. 0-1. Armando is 0 for 3. Pendleton with no lead at first base, the 0-1. Armando rips it right at the shortstop. Just poor luck there. As Tommy Bell had him played perfectly. A line out to short, and that ends the 7th. Time to stretch. Owls trail by 4. So Jacob Josie, with only 69 pitches, will go back out there for the 7th, and he'll face the 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the Monarchs order. And the grand slam in the 3rd, the 2-run homer in the 5th are the only blemishes against him. 6 runs on 6 hits. Scores up to bunt, pulls back. That's Kyle Edwards, who did the same thing back in the 5th and reached on an error. Eventually came home to score on the 2-run homer. Now 1-1 as he swings and misses at an 87-mile-an-hour fastball on the outside corner. 0 for 2 today is Edwards. Fly ball to left. Goldstein tracking it in fair territory will make the catch. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Here's Robbie Petrossi. 2 for 3 today. He hit the 2-run homer in the 5th. Also singled back in the 3rd. First pitch line down the first base line and foul. Only 4 hits today for the Owls. Liner to second. Loden makes a nice play, a backhand stab, and he'll throw it over to Channiwell to get the out. So Petrossi's retired for the 2nd time today. 2 outs for Carter Trice. Trice is 1 for 3. Single had scored back in the 3rd. Slider catches the inside corner, and Josie gets ahead of Trice 0-1. That was pitch number 75. Fastball misses inside, evens the count at 1-1. Next one to Trice. Swing and a miss, chased a pitch in the dirt. And 1-2 now. Josie 1 pitch away from taking us to the top of the 8th inning. Fly ball to center. Rinconus going back. Rinconus at the track. He'll look up and it's gone. It's a solo home run for Carter Trice, and he adds 1 more for Old Dominion. It's 7-2. Trice has his 2nd hit of the day. 3rd home run allowed by Josie. 14th on the season for Trice. 7-2 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Of the 7 hits that Josie has given up now, 3 have been home runs. Giving up 3 singles. 4 singles, I should say. 3 home runs and 4 singles, and it's 7-2 as Josie gets ahead of Matt Kootenai 0-1. Kootenai is 0 for 2 today. There's a fly ball to left. Goldstein going back on it, and it's back-to-back for the Monarchs. Kootenai goes deep for his 19th of the season. Solo shot makes it 8-2. And the Monarchs have busted it open here in the 7th inning. So that'll bring in Andy Garriola. He's got a home run today. It was a grand slam back in the 3rd inning. That'll be it for Josie, though. Owls will go to the bullpen. 78 pitches for Jacob Josie, and the final line score is going to look worse than how he pitched, which wasn't all that bad, but he fell victim to the home run ball, especially here in the 7th inning. And it's 8-2. Owls will go to the bullpen. We'll tell you about the pitching change in just a moment. So the Owls turn to Sam Drumheller here in the bottom of the 7th, now trailing by 6. It's 8-2. Drumheller, the sophomore from Tampa, 5'9", 155, making his 17th appearance of the season. That's a team high. 4.98 ERA, and he's 2-0. Pitched an inning and a third scoreless against Florida Gulf Coast on Tuesday. He faces Garriola and delivers a ball outside. Hitters are only 4 for 31 this season with 2 outs against Drumheller. We'll see if he can continue that right here. 1-0 pitch. Fastball inside corner for a strike. 1-1 on Garriola, who is 1 for 3 with a grand slam today. The 1-1 pitch. Check swing inside corner. Didn't get the call. 2-1. Two-one pitch from the lefty Drumheller. Fastball inside corner. That time he does get the call, and it's 2-2. 85 on the fastball from Sam Drumheller. Foul tip. Just gets by Caleb Pendleton and back to the backstop. 2-2. Josie got the first 2 outs of the inning, but then back-to-back solo home runs from Trice and Kootenai signaled the end of the day for Jacob Josie. Here's the 2-2 from Drumheller. Another fly ball to left. Goldstein going back at the track. 3 in a row as Garriola goes deep. And it's 9-2. 3 solo home runs in a row. 5 home runs on the day for Old Dominion. So that'll bring in Brock Gagliardi. Gagliardi is 0 for 3. First pitch slider catches the outside corner from Drumheller. It's 0-1. All with 2 outs here in the 7th inning. That one misses low and away, and the count is even at 1-1. Curveball, inside corner, 1-2. The Owls will have 2, 3, and 4. Rinconus, Channiwell, and Goldstein due up in the top of the 8th. 1-2 pitch, sticks the bat out and fouls it off down the third base line. One-two, swing and a miss. Drumheller gets the strikeout to finally end the 7th, but 3 consecutive solo home runs. And the Owls are in a deep hole now. It's 9-2 as we go to the top of the 8th inning. Well, it's a long way back for the Owls now. Once again, they trail by 7. 9-2 here in the top of the 8th. Rinconus Jr. will lead off. He is 1 for 3 today. Jason Hartline still the pitcher on the mound for Old Dominion. And Rinconus swings and misses at a fastball and falls behind 0-1. Hartline, the lefty, got Armando Albert to line out to end the 7th. Here's the 0-1 to Rinconus. Chopper to first. Kootenai right off the bag. He'll take it himself and step on first for the first out. And now Nolan Channiwell. 0 for 3 today. The Owls, as much as the pitching staff needs to keep the ball in the ballpark, if Channiwell and Rinconus combine to go 1 for 8, more than likely you're not going to win. And Channiwell's 0 for 3 today. Big curveball didn't drop, and it's 1-0. Nolan is 0 for 7 in the series so far. Low and away, and he's ahead in the count here, 2-0. Next one from Hartline. Channiwell out in front of it and fouls it off. 2-1 on the FAU first baseman. Hartline looking in for the 2-1 sign, and here it is. Takes it a little bit high, 3-1. 86-mile-an-hour fastball. Hitter's count here for Channiwell. Trying to break through for the first time in the series. The 3-1 pitch. Takes it for a strike. Caught the outside corner. Thought he might have had a walk there. And a full count now. The 3-2 pitch. And he sticks the bat out, pokes it down the third base line, but it's foul. We'll see Tyler Burnham make the start tomorrow for the Owls, and he's been pretty rock solid recently, so hopefully he can get this train back on the tracks from a pitching perspective. Here's the 3-2 to Channiwell, a big slider that didn't break at all, and it went right over Channiwell's head, so it's a 1-out walk. And the Owls have a base runner. Dylan Goldstein is 0 for 2 today. Had a walk back in the third. First one from Hartline. Goldstein fouls it off. Right off the plate. Hitting .291. 10 home runs, 36 RBIs. Several Owls have seen their batting averages drop over the first 2 games here this weekend. Goldstein below 300 for the first time in a while. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and it's way outside, 1-1. A 1-1 pitch to Goldstein. Channiwell no lead over there at first. Goldstein goes the other way with it down the third base line. Third baseman will charge and not going to make the throw. He'll hold on to it. It's an infield single for Goldstein. Channiwell moves up to second. It was just too slowly hit for the third baseman, Lavari, to be able to make a play on it. So first and second with one out for Jackson Ross. Ross is 1 for 3, had a double back in the second. A walk and an infield single here in the eighth to possibly provide the Owls with a little bit of life. First pitch to Ross, and he swings and misses at a fastball inside. Jackson is 10 for 38 this year against lefties. Hartline will step off and reset for the 0-1 pitch. Fouled off his shin, and now behind 0-2. Nobody throwing at the moment for the Owls in their bullpen, so looking like they'll go back to Drumheller for the bottom of the eighth. Part of it might depend on what Ross and possibly Loden do here in the top half. Ross takes one inside. It's 1-2. Channiwell, the runner at second. Goldstein at first with one out. Hartline on the mound against Jackson Ross. The 1-2 pitch. Ross lines it down the third base line, but foul, just out in front of it. One-two pitch from Hartline. Ross takes it inside, 2-2. Stephen Loden waits in the on-deck circle. Hartline has his sign, and here's the 2-2 pitch. Ross loops it into shallow right, and that will fall. Runners will move up a base, as they had to wait to see if it was caught or not, so Channiwell moves down to third. And Goldstein up to second on the single by Jackson Ross. Bases are loaded for Stephen Loden. A walk, an infield single, and then a bloop single for the Owls here in the eighth. And Stephen Loden could put him right back in it with one swing of the bat. He's got the power to do so. Something in the gap would also be acceptable to score 2, possibly 3. He's 1 for 3 today. There's the first one from Hartline, and he goes down the third base line. It's a fair ball into the corner. Channiwell will score, Goldstein will score, and Ross down to third base. It's a 2 RBI double for Stephen Loden. And the Owls have their third and fourth runs of the day. It's 9-4. 2 RBI double for Loden. He's up to 26 on the season now.
Designated hitter number 17, Mcgran.
Good piece of hitting there. Just went with a pitch and lined it down the third base line. So second and third now for Mcgran. And he switches bats from the left side here. They're going to go out and talk to Hartline. Mcgran against the lefty last night decided to bat from the left side. And here he switches to the right side. Mcgran had an RBI double back in the second, 1 for 3 today. Average is back where it started the day at 338. Home plate umpire J.R. Brown is going to go out and break the mound visit up. Nine hits for ODU, 7 for the Owls, but the difference is Old Dominion has hit 5 home runs today. They've accounted for all of their runs on the long ball. So what can Mcgran do with 1 out? First pitch from Hartline. Mcgran takes it a little bit high, curveball, and it's 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Shane Mcgran. And he fights it off towards first base. A run will score, and Hartline didn't cover the bag. So Mcgran down to first on an infield single, and it's 9-5. Ross scores from third. Loden goes to third. It's first and third with 1 out. Shane Mcgran has 2 RBIs today. Hartline just a brain fart there as he watched it roll down to first. Kootenai fielded it, and Hartline didn't cover the bag. So here's Jake Millen. He'll also bat from the right side. Owls fortunate to have 2 switch hitters, bottom of their order here. Millen takes one in the dirt, and that's going to get another run across. Loden will come home to score. Mcgran up to second, and it's 9-6. Right through the wickets of Robbie Barrientos, who's the new catcher for ODU. 1-0 on Jake Millen, and now a runner in scoring position. Tying run in the on-deck circle for the Owls. See if Jake Millen can bring him within 2. He's 0 for 2 today, a walk back in the second. Inside, 2-0. This could be the last batter for Hartline. Two-0 pitch to Millen. Fastball inside corner for a strike, 2-1. 27 pitches for Hartline. Still only 1 out here in the 8th. The Owls have at least made this manageable. Still trying to creep a little closer. Hartline will step off and wave the ball towards second base to reset the pitch clock. 2-1 on Millen at the plate. In the dirt and inside, 3-1. Caleb Pendleton is on deck. He would be the 8th man to come to the plate here in the inning. Hitters count once again for Millen. Millen takes it inside, called strike. That borderline pitch on the inside corner, and now it's a full count. He thought he might have had his second walk of the day, and now what does Hartline do here on 3-2? Millen, a little check swing, strike 3. It would have been ball 4. It was inside, but he fooled him. And there's 2 outs now. Caleb Pendleton had a long single off the left field wall in his last at-bat. He had a sac fly back in the 2nd inning, so 1 RBI today. And this is a critical at-bat in this game. Base hit would bring the Owls within 2 runs. And it would also flip the lineup over to Armando Albert on deck. Curveball inside for a strike. Pendleton is hitting .242. He's hit the ball hard in 2 of his 3 at-bats today. 0-1. Takes a fastball right down central for strike 2. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Caleb Pendleton. With a runner at second, that's Mcgran. 2 outs. Little chopper down the first base line. Be a tough play. It's going to roll foul. Oh, man. Actually, a really good play by the catcher, Barrientos, to let that roll because they were not going to get Pendleton at first base. A little swinging bunt that rolled down the first base line. So Pendleton will make his way back to the batter's box. 0-2 the count with 2 outs. Owls have come back with 4 here in the 8th inning. The difference right now, the 3 back-to-back-to-back solo home runs by Old Dominion in the bottom of the 7th. Hartline's got a sign for the 0-2 pitch. Here it is to Caleb Pendleton. Inside corner, strike 3 called. So Hartline gets 2 strikeouts to get out of the inning. The Owls get 4. They're back in the game. They trail 9-6 as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Sam Drumheller back out there for the Owls. First pitch is lined right to Jackson Ross, who makes the catch off the bat of Tommy Bell. 1 down here in the 8th.
Third baseman, number 7, Lavari.
Nicholas Toney is now behind the plate. He takes over defensively for Caleb Pendleton. Here's Kenny Lavari, who's 0 for 3 today. Swing and a miss at a fastball inside 88 from Drumheller as Robert Wagelnik heads down to the bullpen to potentially start loosening up. He would only be probably needed if the Owls tie the game in the top of the ninth. Fastball in there for strike 2 from Drumheller. Came in and got the last out of the 7th. Swing and a foul tip. So Lavari stays alive, still 0-2. The 0-2 pitch from Drumheller. Check swing into the ODU dugout. Still 0-2 on Lavari. 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning, and Tony called time. Now they're going to count on the board is wrong, so they want to correct that. Should be 1-2. Yep, there we go. I don't often see a home plate umpire stop the game to have the scoreboard corrected. Usually they just let it go. As long as the batter and the pitcher and the catcher know the count. That one misses outside from Drumheller. It's 2-2. And that one hits Lavari in the back, slipped out of the hand of Drumheller. So a hit batter. Lavari moves down to first base, and that'll bring in Thomas Wheeler. He's 0 for 3. Dante Visconti now makes his way down to the bullpen. He would be the option if Drumheller runs into any trouble here in the 8th. And they're saving Max Martzoff for tomorrow, apparently. Fastball, outside corner for a strike. That one just misses low and away. 1-1. One pitch in the dirt, blocked by Tony, keeps it in front of him. Drumheller falls behind 2-1. The curveball missed in the right-handed batter's box to the left-handed hitter, Wheeler. Grounded to second. Tough play for Loden. He dives, can't make the play. It'll get by him. The runner will go to third. And it'll be a single for Wheeler. So first and third with only 1 out, and now Kyle Edwards.
Second baseman, number 19, Kyle Edwards.
Edwards is 0 for 3. He did reach on an error in the 5th inning and scored a run. And he's hitting just 182. Drumheller would love another ground ball and get 2 to get out of this inning. Squares up to bunt, drops it down. It's a pretty good one. It'll score a run. The squeeze works out for ODU, and they add another run. It's 10-6. Lavari scores for from third base. Executed perfectly by Edwards, who's tried to bunt in each of his at-bats today. It worked out in the 5th inning when he forced an error by Jacob Josie. And again, there he drops down a pretty good one. And Drumheller could only flip it to first base. Wheeler moves up to second. Monarchs have a 4-run lead now. Top of the order, Robbie Petrossi. In the dirt, good block by Tony. Keeps it in front of him. Petrossi's 2 for 4 with a single and a home run. 10 hits now for the Monarchs. Here's the 1-0 pitch. High and inside, 2-0. Two-0 pitch. Line past Jackson Ross into left field for a base hit. Should score another one. Goldstein bobbles it. And an RBI for Petrossi to make it 11-6. His third RBI of the day. Wheeler comes around to score. We're going to run for Petrossi here. It's going to be Luke Waters. Carter Trice will be the hitter at the plate. Trice hit a solo home run back in the 7th. The first of 3 in a row for ODU. He's 2 for 4. That'll be it for Drumheller. The Owls will likely go to Dante Visconti here. With 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. I'll tell you more about the pitching change in just a moment. So it's actually Mark DeGespie making the relief appearance here. 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. DeGespie 0-1. This is his 14th appearance, 5.33 ERA. He pitched 2 shutout innings on Tuesday against Florida Gulf Coast. Also pitched 2 shutout innings against Miami on April 12th. Pretty good lately. And Coach John McCormack will rely on him to get the Owls out of the 8th inning and get us to the top of the 9th. 11-6 Old Dominion leads. They've added 2 more here in the 8th inning for a 5-run lead. First one from DeGespie to Carter Trice is inside for a ball. Trice once again 2 for 4 and had the solo home run in the 7th. "11 runs on 11 hits for ODU. Trice lines it to left. Goldstein will chase it down. He'll throw to third. They'll have a chance, and Albert cuts it off, and it'll be a double for Carter Trice. Second and third with 2 outs. And now Kootenai. 1 for 3. That solo home run back in the 7th was the second of 3 in a row. It's a lefty-lefty matchup here for the Owls. First pitch fastball on the outside corner. Look a little high, but Gillespie gets the call, and it's 0-1. Runner at third, the responsibility of Drumheller, and Trice at second goes under DeGillespie. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Popped up on the infield. Albert is calling for it, and on the infield grass he'll make the catch, and Kootenai is retired. ODU adds 2 more, and 3 outs to go for the Owls. They need 5 to tie. 11-6 is the score.
Shortstop number 1, Armando Alvarez.
New pitcher for Old Dominion is Noah Dean, sophomore from Little Egg Harbor, New Jersey, 6'2", 185, 3.44 ERA, making his 12th appearance. He's got 5 saves. This is not a safe situation, and he is 2-1. Top of the order for the Owls, Albert, Rinconus, and Channiwell due up. And the lefty Noah Dean delivers. Albert squares the bunt and misses it. It's strike 1. Well, last chance for Armando. He's reached base in all 36 games so far this season, and that's on the line right here. He's 0 for 4. Going to have to do it against the lefty Dean. Again, he squares the bunt, but this time pulls back, and the pitch is outside. 1-1. 6 runs on 8 hits today for the Owls. 11 runs on 12 hits for ODU. 1-1 the count on Albert. Fastball outside corner, 94 on the gun, and it's 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Dean to Albert. Struck him out. And that will likely be the end of the reach space streak for Armando Albert as he strikes out swinging, and that'll bring in Gabriel Rinconus Jr. Gabe is 1 for 4. Also has a stolen base today. First 1-2, Rinconus is inside for a ball. One 0 pitch. Gabe can't catch up to the 92-mile-an-hour fastball. 1-1. One pitch from Dean. It's a good cut at that one and fouls it back to the screen. Now Dean will step off and wipes his pitching hand on his pant leg. 1-2 is the count on Rinconus. And Rinconus lines it into center for a 1-out single. Stayed with the pitch, a 76-mile-an-hour curveball, and he just kind of sat on it. Into center field, his second hit of the game. He's 2 for 5, and now here's Nolan Channiwell. And Channiwell is 0 for 3. He did walk and score to start a bit of a rally in the 8th inning. 1 out, 1 on here in the 9th. Fastball outside corner, 93 on the gun, and it's 0-1. '95 career RBIs for Nolan Channiwell. Closing in on the century mark for him. Still looking for his first in this series, though. And there's a chopper slowly hit to first. Not going to be able to turn two. In fact, Channiwell's going to beat it out at first base. Infield single for him. His first hit of the series, and it's first and second. Rinconus moves up a base, and now Dylan Goldstein. Monarchs will be working on pitchers covering first base at their next practice. Well, that one was pretty slowly hit. Tough play for Dean to get over there. Here's Goldstein, who's 1 for 3. Fastball high and away. One and 0 on Dylan Goldstein. Dean with a long look in, and then he misses low and away. 2-0. Well, Jackson Ross has been arguably the Owls' best hitter today. He's on deck. He's 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored. Two-0 pitch to Goldstein. High and in, 3-0. Rinconus at second, Channiwell at first. With only 1 out, Goldstein probably be taking all the way here on 3-0. And it is a 4-pitch walk, and the bases are loaded for the second straight inning. Goldstein on base for the 3rd time today. His second walk, and now Jackson Ross. He could put the Owls within one with one swing of the bat. He's got a double in the second inning and a single in the eighth. 2 for 4 today. And that's 5 in a row outside the zone from Noah Dean. And the catcher, Barrientos, is going to go out and talk to Noah Dean. Try and settle him down as he looks to find the strike zone once again. Dean will get a new baseball and settle back in. A 1-0 pitch for Jackson Ross at the plate. The 1-0. Low and inside, 2-0. No place to put him. Tying run is in the on-deck circle. Long look from Dean, and now he's ready for the 2-0. 3-0 as that one skips in the dirt. Jackson will be taking here. It's 8 in a row, or 7 in a row rather, outside the zone from Noah Dean. Ball hasn't left the infield here in the inning. Or check that, Rinconus singled to center, so it did leave the infield once. Infield single and then a walk. 3-0 pitch. Low and inside, he walks in a run. Rinconus will come home, and the tying run will come to the plate. Back-to-back walks. And it's 11-7. RBI the hard way, the easy way there for Jackson Ross. His 22nd of the year. So what can Stephen Loden do with the bases loaded? Yeah, it might be it for Dean. Be a very slow walk to the mound. Loden today is 1 for 3. He had a 2 RBI double back in the eighth. He also walked and scored in the second. And head coach or assistant coach Greg Mamula going to have a conversation with all 3 base runners at third base here. Channiwell is at third, Goldstein at second, and Ross at first with Loden at the plate. Tying run in Stephen Loden. Stephen has 3 home runs this season. 2 of those came in the same game. Another lefty-lefty matchup here that might favor ODU as Loden numbers against lefties. He is 7 for 37 this year. Here's the first one from Dean. And Loden takes it for a strike, and that breaks a streak of 8 in a row outside the zone from Noah Dean. A 1 pitch to Loden. In the dirt, 1-1. Plenty of velocity, and he just hasn't been able to control it yet. He struck out Albert to lead off the inning, and then 2 singles and 2 walks. The 1-1 to Loden. High and inside. Backs him off the plate. 2-1. 94 in your ear. So So Loden is ahead in the count. Shane Mcgran is on deck. The 2-1. 3-1. Hitters count for Stephen Loden. The 3-1 pitch with 1 out in the top of the 9th inning. Caught the outside corner with an 89-mile-an-hour fastball. Full count. 3-2 with 1 out here in the 9th. The Owls have at least made it interesting over these last 2 innings. 4 in the 8th, another 1 in the 9th, and now they have the bases loaded with 1 out. 3-2 pitch. Struck him out. Loden swings through it. Second strikeout of the inning for Dean. And it will be up to Shane Mcgran. Mcgran has 2 hits today and 2 RBIs. Double in the 2nd and an infield single in the 8th. Here's the first one to Mcgran. Caught a piece of it and fouled it back to the catcher, off the catcher's mitt. And Mcgran is behind 0-1. Tyler Kelder has stepped into the on-deck circle if Mcgran can extend the game. Dean has rediscovered his control. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one misses a little high. 1-1. One pitch to Mcgran in the dirt. 2-1. "27 pitches in the inning for Noah Dean. The 2-1 pitch to Mcgran. Line almost took Nolan Channiwell's head off down the third base line. And it's a foul ball. 2-2. Owls are down to their final strike. Dean most likely goes back to that mid-90s fastball right here. And is Mcgran ready for it? 2-2 pitch. Struck him out. 93. Foul tip into the glove. And that ends the game. 3 strikeouts in the 9th inning. Dean strikes out the side to close it out. And Old Dominion wins the series. They'll go for the sweep tomorrow. Owls fall to 24-16, 10-7 in Conference USA. Old Dominion 28-9. They're also 10-7 in Conference USA. We've got a noon start tomorrow. Tyler Burnham will be on the mound for the Owls. And we'll have it for you right here on the FAU Sports Network. Hope you join us for some Sunday afternoon baseball. We'll see you tomorrow.